Oh boy. This particular prompt was a doozy. Not just because I had no idea what it meant, but because I didn't know how to pronounce it. Halcyon days is what the prompt is supposed to be. And I don't really know what that is. I did some Google searching and, there was a Walt Whitman poem, which Jane also told me about. There's some vintage lights. There's an Ellie Goulding album, which is amazing. Really, I just didn't know what to do. So I decided I would pick a stencil and just have a play and see where it took me. I mean, sometimes the prompts don't have to be perfect or, be... And by perfect, I mean they don't have to inspire you straight away. I asked a question in the group, what does Halcyon mean? Where is it used? Is it a pop culture reference in this day and age? Like, what's it used for? And I got varying different sort of responses, and that was okay. Like, I didn't mind that there was no specific thing. So, sometimes Halcyon can refer to sort of a perfect day, or a day of comfort and relaxation, just a really good day, that sort of thing. So I decided that I would just play, just sit down, relax, and see where my prompt took me. And I used one of Jane Davenport's face stencils, and it seems to be becoming my favourite because this particular stencil is used throughout my my main journals, not my Wishcember journals, and I use it all the time. Like, all the time. It's amazing. I don't know why I use this one all the time. It's just the one that I always reach for. I'm also using Jane Davenport acrylics, and the background for this particular piece was kind of a pain to work on. It's just a purple tissue paper that I stuck down many months ago, and yeah, it's really hard to work on. It really is. I'm not really looking to day 18 where I have to use this one, but I made it work. And it does give added texture to the piece. And texture can sometimes be really fun. And, I mean, obviously for this particular piece, I just didn't really know where I was going to go for the prompt. But, I am glad that I did a face. Because I've noticed that even in just 15 days, my faces have gotten a little bit better. Doing art daily, there are benefits to it. There's always going to be benefits to doing a daily art challenge or just sketching for 5 minutes every day. You will get better, but you have to challenge yourself. You can't sit down and just draw the same thing over and over and over again, because you will only ever get better at drawing the one thing that you've been practicing. You have to try different things. You have to try faces, hands, figures. Maybe you particularly want to, do watercolor landscapes, which I would like to learn how to do. You've got to attempt lots of different things. You can't just be the one thing over and over. And I find that for me, faces are something I struggle with, but I never want to do the same face over and over again. Yes, I am using this particular stencil quite frequently, but that's just because I'm not comfortable with the facial proportions yet. I have Jane Davenport's Beautiful Faces book, which I really strongly recommend. I also have her Beautiful Faces workshop, which sort of ties in with the book. And between the two, I have learned how to do faces, but even then, even knowing the technical aspects of it, I still have to practice. I still have to work at it. So by using this specific stencil, I can, push myself to get that little bit further into a comfort zone where I can actually attempt to work on drawing them freehand. Not that there's anything wrong with using references. I also strongly recommend using references, but I mean, like, when I mean freehand, I mean, without a stencil, without an embellishment, without a napkin or a serviette, collage paper, something like that. I mean sitting down and putting pencil to paper or pen to paper and drawing just like that. And I'm getting better at it. Like, my eyes aren't quite so freakish. I mean, they're still freakish. They're never identical. The pupils are always a little off. But that's okay. I am really just still learning. I've only been drawing maybe, 2 years, I think it's been. I started drawing when I fell pregnant with my youngest, and she's nearly a year and a half. So, yeah, I would probably say just about 2 years I've been drawing. And I feel like I've come a very long way, and I would like to say that Jane has certainly helped me get there. I mean, her products are very easy for me to pick up and just use. There's really no learning curve to most of them. I mean, it explains what they do. And her workshops have been invaluable as well. I strongly recommend her workshops too. And again, I'm not sponsored, I promise. Jane doesn't pay me to say these really nice things. But, like, she could if she wanted to. But, yeah. Anyway. Jane really does love to teach, and she likes to create really amazing art supplies. And just in my element with these particular, prompts and stuff, they challenge me in a way that I've never really felt the need to be challenged. I did Inktober last year, and I just sort of rushed it. I didn't really think about it. But with this, like, I actually try to put some effort into it. And this particular piece took me, I'd say an hour. I was very slow with my movements, very slow with my brush strokes and putting the pen on the paper and things like that. I really tried to be slow and careful. And there are benefits to doing things very loosely, but for this, I just really wanted to practice a face, really wanted to practice eyes. Now I'm using a stamp from Jane Davenport's and her, can't remember the name of this squid ink, but it was very cute. I thought I'd give her a little flower crown, not for any specific reason, but I have noticed just by watching this video right now as I do the voiceover that those orange eyebrows really badly clash with the rather blue of the crown. Oh, goodness me. That's okay. It's not a problem. So I've used 2 different paint pens, paint over pens by Jane. One's more greeny, a tealy greeny, and one is sort of a minty green, or blue, I suppose. You can't really tell in the video. I am sorry about that. I'm not sure if it will appear in the close-up at the end, but when you look at it like properly, you can actually tell the difference, that there's 2 different colours there. Yeah, so I thought the rest looked a little bit bare, so I thought I would try and freehand my own flower, and I didn't hate it, so that was good. I did struggle with the lips, but again, I am very slowly getting better at that, I promise. But yeah, day 15, Halcyon days, I think it's called. But yeah. I really liked this one. This one was fun. And that texture, that is a pain to work on, but it really does add that little bit of character. So thank you very much for watching. and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.